All right, mate, what's happening?
Assalamu alaikum.
Buongiorno.
Hello there, everybody, and welcome on into the Welsh Esports Season 10, the Welsh Esports League. Super excited for it. My name is MiniMiner. Super excited for some Rocket League action today. It's my first time doing a Rocket League broadcast, but someone who's not new to the whole Rocket League scene. It's Daromas. Glad to have you here, my friend. Good to have you. Are you excited for today?
Absolutely. Shamai, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome, yes, to Season 10 of the Welsh Esports League. As you know, I've been here for a couple of seasons now doing a bit of commentary, and I'm basically here to teach Mini the ropes of Rocket League commentary. It's fast-paced action, it's going to be brutal, and in fact we have two group stages that are absolutely stacked. 16 teams have signed up, so plenty of action around the grounds.
Yeah, we've got 3 different matches we're covering today, so I'm very, very excited to see what goes down in those games. We've got Sea Dragons versus Evolving Hatchlings first. Super excited to see how that goes down. Bit of a local derby I'm hearing as well, so there's a little bit of history there behind both of those teams. What do you think is going to happen in that first game here?
Well, to dive in straight into it, if I'm gonna be brutally honest here, my Rocket League's just crashed. That's brutal honesty right there. But for hatchlings, they're gonna be taking a look at this and thinking, boy, this could be quite tough. Sea Dragons, Sea Dragons, just an absolute dominant force in this Rocket League side. But alongside Pip Ponies, we're in Group A, so this is Group B coverage right now. But Sea Dragons looking to crown this time round. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, if my memory doesn't fault me, Pip Ponies take the Premiership side, ended up winning that series and taking the crown. So, yeah, Sea Dragons looking for revenge of Pip Ponies. They're going to try and go the distance, and I feel like this series is going to be an absolute hammering for the Hatchlings. And I'm not going to beat around the bush. It's going to be brutal for them.
Well, I'm excited to watch it. I'm excited to see what happens. I mean, as I mentioned, my first time doing a Rocket League show. I'm excited to see actually how these games come back. So I think what we get to see in a lot of these sort of events is a lot of new talent coming through, right? I suppose that's the point. A lot of new players coming on through. So are there any sort of players that you've seen previously that have really sort of taken on board a lot of the experience that they've learned from these events and then gone on to do great things?
Great question. If I had my notebook, I would have given you everything. Right now, I don't have my notebook. I usually write down all this stuff beforehand, but as you're aware, I arrive quite late. But if I remember correctly, my names, my mind actually helps me out here. I'm pretty sure Rapids, Collie, two pretty strong players. Sea Dragons, I know they've been hunting for day 2, potentially trying to push into day 3 of the Rocket League Championship Series as well. They've been working quite hard behind the scenes.
That's always what it's all about. I mean, there's lots on the line here as well. Of course, it's group stage competition at the moment, so lots of different group stage games are going to be happening at this current time. And then, of course, we'll be showing you guys 3 of the matches that are taking place today. Then it all goes down into an elimination bracket as well. Of course, we have the Premier League, of course, as well as the Championship that are going on at the same time as well. So an interesting sort of format as well to see who ends up coming out on top and takes home the lion's share of that prize pool as well. This is going to be great. I mean, is there anything you guys that you think is going to be most important for these guys to focus on here? Is there anything that maybe Evolving Hatchlings need to think, actually, this is what we need to do to combat Sea Dragons' sort of prowess, if you like, in this sort of format?
Yeah, Hatchlings are going to have to apply a decent amount of pressure here to the Sea Dragons. The Sea Dragons are pretty good in the air. I'm not too sure about the Hatchlings. I may be undermining them a little bit here, but they are Seed 10 in this group stage, so there is a lot to try and figure out, especially early stages, especially in the first series of these groups. But, ladies and gentlemen, I think It's about time we get these players on the pitch and we get things underway for Season 10. It is game number 1 of Series number 1 coming to your screens right now. Maybe, if they join. Are they joining? They are joining.
Looks
okay,
like they're in. There we
cool.
go. This is it. Game number 1 of Season 10 has been kicked off. And wow, what a moment. The first game for so many of these teams is taking place. We're getting to watch the Sea Dragons, who are already picking themselves up an early goal here.
Yeah, an immediate attachment. Tad there slapping that into the left-hand corner of the net, and I've realised I've got the players wrong. I swear I've seen Collie and Rapids about, and I've got the teams mixed up. But yeah, as you can see, Tad there with the LCS Season 7 Elite, and is that Tad as in Tadpole, if I'm correct? Oh my goodness, we have Tadpole on the pitch. So, play for Triple Trouble. I've actually got some background information
This is it.
on this player. Former RLCS player, did quite well. Ended up falling off a little bit, but that's a great pass by Sellers to Tad. Tad opening up the space. Off target though. Collie looking to try and take this one around, but immediately challenged by Dash. Cleared away by Rapids here.
Yeah, nicely done so far from Sea Dragons, just keeping on applying that pressure as much as they can, as much as we know they can do. Really nice carry here from Tad to the middle of the pitch, but Twist is able to take control of that and knock it down the other side, maybe getting a shot off as well, but not quite able to get it past the defense that seems so strong right now. But the attacks as well, the aerial ability, as you mentioned, is really second to none. Not quite able to find some success right there either, as Ash is just able to close on through here. Twist getting control of that ball, trying to go for the shot as well, not quite getting through to the goal, and Rapids as well tries to pick up the pieces but not quite successful.
Yeah, Tad on the sidewall, a bit of a mistake, ends up allowing Sellers to come forward, but that's a free ball for Collie. What can Collie do here? Arguably want to see a bit more time on that ball if you're hatchlings here, just to slow the game down, play at their own speed, but don't want to keep charging forward. Be my guest. You are going to get punished for it if you're caught napping at the back though. Tad taking this one to the sidewall. Twist tried to intercept, Rabbits with a pop-up, but that'll be Dash to fly straight towards that one. Collie with the aerial bump, it's awkward in front of net, but no second follow there. Sea Dragons looking to potentially toy with their food tag over a double tap off the backboard to no avail. A pass inside, Dash with a shot, cleared away by Collie.
Now it's time for the hatchlings to try and mount an attack of their own. They've been taking so much pressure so far, so much for them, but can they try and get down the other end of the pitch? It doesn't seem like they're able to do it too successfully so far, as Tad is able to get a shot away. Twist can have the response for that as well, and again they're just pinned back. They're not able to find that counter-attack success so far. Tad also going for another shot, but able to be saved once again by Twist, who is performing very well so far in defense, doing a great job on that back line. They just can't seem to get past that halfway line, although Hatchlings are doing a great job at hanging on.
Yeah, absolutely. Solid pressure by Sea Dragons, though. You have a feeling there'll be a goal in the coming moments, but a lack of boost for Sellers means the midfield is wide open. Rapids going to fake this. Twist has an opportunity. Back to Rapids, but again, no real threat there. You feel like a direct shot was what Twist was aiming for. Nothing to come of it. Twist with a pop-up high, though. Rapids waiting for that play. Dash already there to it. So the experience of Sea Dragons coming through. They're just a little bit quicker on the ball, but I'm quite surprised at how close this series scoreline is at the moment.
Yeah, super close. I mean, it's not been as one-sided as we might have expected. Maybe it's first game of the series. Nerves potentially from Sea Dragons. Who knows? As Collie now has a bit to do at the back, but no, misses the ball. It's Sellers that's able to find that goal, and it's just a misplay here from Twist, I think, on that clearance. Just gives them the possession, and Sellers from that front post able to direct it to goal. Lovely stuff.
Yeah, solid execution there. Collie just awkward on that backboard. Couldn't get a finding or a touch or anything. Any sort of distraction on that back line. However, this kickoff could be an opportunity. Nothing found by Rapids. Tad, though, has control. Tries to get flick on one. Immediately challenged by Collie here. So some attacking pressure by Hatchlings. Sellers looking a bit awkward. Tips it towards the backboard. There has to be a follow here. If Rapids can find something. Okay, that wasn't the something I was thinking of. But there was an opportunity. Again, just they compose themselves, get themselves into the game. they can find themselves a goal, but a brilliant redirect touch by Tadpole there with a pass to Sellers makes it 3.
Yeah, Tadpole's doing a really good job there at just sort of playing that attacking position, knocking it off the back wall. Sellers just been so consistent in getting those shots on target. Something we haven't seen yet from Hatchlings. We haven't seen them have that consistency in their shots. They've had chances, but not quite able to take them so far. Still 3-0 here to Sea Dragons in our first game in the best of 5. It's really important here for Hatchlings not to let this get to them, I suppose. Of course, only the first game here. Still lots to play.
Yeah, an uncomfortable double commit on that back line there for Hatchlings will allow this attack to come forward. Rapids, though, waiting on the backboard, does get a touch, and Collie, lack of boost, can't really do much with it. Will fake out Sellers, though, but dash up quickly, and it's past the Tadpole. They're linking up very well on this pitch at the moment. That's a great touch, but Collie managing to get that one clear. Sellers, pass inside, there's no one on the back post, it's a free shot, but not taken. I don't know. I feel like there should be more goals in this opening game. There just hasn't been that comfort from both sides. And credit to Hatchlings, even though they're 3-0 down, you could argue here that it could have been a closer affair in game number 1. But as this game wraps up, one last-ditch attempt from Hatchlings. It's a consolation at this point. A flick past Sellers.
Oh.
And Tad, the fantastic play on that backboard, makes it 4 in 0 time. And while the scoreline is kind of what we expected, I'm a bit impressed with the way Hatchlings have played this out.
Yeah, it hasn't been an absolute whitewash, has it? It was one of those where it took a little bit to get into it, and I think Sea Dragons definitely found their flow, found their form a little bit inside of the game as well. It just took a little bit maybe longer than you would expect for a team of their ability, but I'm really impressed with how Hatchlings did as well. Really great job from them, just able to hang on for as long as they did.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, just take a look at the stats here. You can see that one side was obviously more offensive. Sea Dragons with 10 shots, 4 of them converted. Hatchlings, they only had 4 shots, and all of them were saved by Sellers. So maybe a bit more threatening on the attack. Rapids needs to calm himself down a little bit when it comes to charging for the ball. There's a few missed opportunities that he could have clearly found something, anything really. There was a few opportunities for Hatchlings to try and at least get a goal and not look at this as a clean sheet for Sea Dragons. But we had to game 2, and it's a different mindset, different mentality. Sea Dragons will be coming forward with momentum, and Hatchlings, they're going to be looking, well, maybe a tail between their legs. I don't know. Do chickens have tails? Yes, they do. They have tails, right? Surely.
Yeah, I think there's small tails maybe, but we're going to need to see what happens in this very next game. Really impressed actually with Tad in that last game, just the way that he was sort of playing up on the sort of front side of the pitch. Is that something that we expect to see a lot of in these sort of games as well, that sort of aggressive nature of gameplay from this team?
Absolutely so, and with the experience that Tadpole has, I have no doubt that he will be the front and center. But again, Sellers and Dash aren't 2 players to be slept on neither. Tadpole will keep talking about the experience because he's been around for such a long time. But we know experience, okay, it can win you games, but these modern players, they like to play a bit more aggressive, a bit more mechanical. And it's whether or not we'll see that come out here. So Twist with a 50, it's got a trundle towards net, saved by Rapids there, but Tad, again, patient on that sidewall, tries to find a touch. It wasn't the best in the world, but Dash will pick up the pieces. A pass to Tad. Will Sellers be there to pick it up? Nope. Tad went by himself, and Twist with a double save to keep it 0-0 at the moment in the opening phase of play, but it's very awkward indeed. There's bound to be an opening. That just wasn't it. It's rolled up high. It's cleared away by Collie, and Twist looking to get a touch clear. Will get a touch clear. And a good pop as well. So that threat averted for now.
Yeah, Twist is playing really well there at the back, just keeping the Hatchlings in it so far. Unfortunately, it's not going to be enough here, though, as just after the first minute of this match here, it's Sellers that picks up a nice goal. And it was just maybe the miss there that gave him the freedom in the middle of the pitch to open up. Was it Twist there, I think, that missed the ball? So unfortunate stuff, but still early days.
Yeah, just taking a look at the rankings as well. You got 3 Grand Champ 3s against a Champ 3, a Grand Champ 2 and a Grand Champ 1. Of course, it's mismatched, but we've seen bigger upsets across the Rocket League scene, and that is another attempt by Dash, cleared away by Rapids this time. Twist, lack of boost, will have to control this, doesn't manage to pick up the 100, so this is a definite attacking threat if the Sea Dragons want it, and they will. Sellers leaves you for Tadpole. Good communication there. No double commit. Tadpole with a pass inside. Sellers with a slot. And that is textbook Rocket League from Sea Dragons.
Really great stuff here from Tad. Just using the wall, using the ceiling, knocking it over there as well with that extra touch towards Sellers, who's in the perfect position to knock it away from the defender. That is a really lovely goal and just shows what this team can do. It shows the difference in quality maybe between the two teams. And they've just started seemingly a lot more aggressively in this second game here. They want to get this done.
Yeah, absolutely. And just a random stat for you as I'm looking here. Tadpole has more wins than the entire Hatchlings team combined. 17,600 to his name.
Wow.
Yeah, 17,600 wins compared to Rapid's 6,000, Twist's 4,500, and Collie's 3,200. That just shows you.
Once or twice.
Oh yeah, yeah, like maybe 1 or 2 grind sessions, you know, like. But it's honestly, it's proving its worth at the moment, and it's nice to see a man of this age competing in this league. It's, you know, it gives me a bit of hope for the future of myself in the professional scene. Like, I'm only 20 years old, but I'm doubting my ability already.
Wow.
It's why I'm a commentator. But yeah, it's good to see this experience on the pitch as Sellers sends that one high over the bar.
Yeah, they need to find some sort of ability here just to mount an attack here, Hatchlings. We haven't seen too much of it. Just there, we did see something, a little glimpse of pressure, of potential. And Twist doesn't quite connect with the ball. The overcommit as well, and it's going to be 3. I feel like they had to overcommit there, really, though, Daromas. They didn't really have another option. They need to win this game, and it's not quite looking likely at the moment.
2 minutes of time is plenty of time to get a goal or two. Absolutely. I mean, it's a bit ambitious to go for a heavy commit like that with that much time on the clock. But this demo, Tadpole has to be careful here and gets it over Collie. That could have been quite risky. But yeah, you know, Hatchlings, they could have calmed themselves down a little bit, composed it, held the attack for a bit longer, think about the boost, think about the management and the rotation. But instead, they rushed. They ended up going a bit too fast for their own good. And they got punished for it at the end of the day. And this could be a 4th if Tadpole was to find something. But Twist with a quick counter, and this might be an opener, but a great low boost save by Tadpole there to get that one clear.
Really nice stuff yet again from Tadpole, doing what we know he can do. And it's just that moment there for Hatchlings. You really thought that could have been it. Maybe just the opening that they needed to try and mount an attack here and try and get themselves a goal. It's a nice save off the line there from Rapids as well from Sellers, and Dash tries to pick up the pieces as well, not able to do so as Collie gets the ball away, but only as far as Tad so far. Sellers is still trying to make his presence known in the middle as well. Dash trying to get onto the ball into the middle, but not able to either. Now with 1 minute left to go, it's all down to this, and could this be a 4th? It is. It's Tad. Really nice work there off the wall, but it was, who was it? Sellers, yeah, Sellers who put the ball in, and Tad was able to finish. Good work.
Yeah, it's a repeat scoreline of game number 1, but with 50 seconds remaining, which tells you how much the Sea Dragon side have got comfortable in the series. It's allowed them to push forward, be a bit more aggressive, and Sellers looking to make a solo play of their own here. Doesn't find the touch off the backboard, but that would have been something impressive to look back on. Collie sending that one to the backboard, but Sellers again waiting. Touchdown to Dash, but no boost to work with. Tad with a pass inside. Didn't want to be making that mistake, but gets a good clear there, Collie. Left uncomfortable. Rapids, no boost to work with. Again, this attack will not lead to anything if the boost amounts are too low. And look at that, a quick pop up high. Sellers with a fake. It'll allow Dash with a 50. And Tadpole, he's actually gone for this. That's the confidence of the third man. And it is a double tap, a beautiful one at that. 5-0, 8 seconds left to go.
This is probably what it sounds like we would have expected here from this match. It just seems to be one-way traffic throughout both of these games here. They've had their moments, Hatchlings. I want to see them get a goal. And could this be it? Can Twist get through? No, Tad's always going to have the boost there to recover and pick it up. Is it going to be one last opportunity for a goal? Sellers gets the touch, but it's too high, and It's not going to come to anything there at the end. It's going to be another win for Sea Dragons here. Another big win as well.
Indeed, they're on for a perfect sweep. All the goals, none conceded. Take a look here at the stats once more. I mean, Dasher's left, so unfortunately we can't see their stats, but I'm pretty sure they had a good 5 or 6 shots. Again, it's just been all offensive pressure by Sea Dragons, and Hatchlings struggling to get out their half. I'd love to see a possession stat in regards to ball touches, which I usually pull up. On this external website, but I can't really live. But yeah, Sea Dragons have been all over Hatchlings at the moment, and it's not looking too good for Hatchlings. But again, it's the beauty of the group stage. You can play so many games, you can get so many places, and I feel like if they keep their heads up high here, heading into the third game, they may get a goal. Will they get the result? Probably not. But looking forward for them, I'd say it's probably a focus on the next series now. See what they can pick up, see where they can position themselves, and see if they can push themselves into the top 8 positions.
Yeah, I mean, how valuable is it for a team like Hatchlings to come up against someone like Sea Dragons, right? You know, come up against a team that is better than you, and you do feel like, yeah, these guys have a little bit more ability than us. But can they learn from that? Is it something that's going to really help them in the long run?
It's actually what I end up doing with my team, with the Air Force team that I play with. We end up usually playing a tougher opponent before we head into a game that we are prepared to play for, because then we're a bit faster. Like mentally, you end up playing a bit faster anyway. And yeah, it's definitely a good sign for them, because like they're playing the toughest side in the group stage, and they're going to give themselves a bit of confidence heading into the next couple of series. If they can take what they've learned from this series, you end up seeing results from teams that probably shouldn't be getting results because they've played at that quicker level. But I may just be waffling for this side, but I'd like to see them progress through as we take a look, well, further down the line after these series are being put in and potentially further. They are swapping a player, says the Sea Dragons, says Tadpole. So Vin is hopping in. I'm not sure who for. I think, yes, Vin is coming in for Dash. So a substitute change for the Sea Dragons. But again, it's allowed. It's perfectly fine. And a different dynamic into this game. A quick kickoff, and that's an own goal, maybe. Oh no!
I need to see this again. Was it misjudged here, I think, from Collie? Just, awkward jump, I think, initially, and then it was Twist that ended up having to put it in their own net. It's not the start that they could have wanted here for Game 3.
Absolutely not, and Twist, if he was positioned just a little bit behind that ball's pinching out and heading back the other way, but alas, 1-0 down early on again for Hatchins. But that's a good demo. It'll open up a little bit of space, but Tadpole with the recovery. There was no second follow. There's no confidence for Hatchins at the moment. They're parking the bus and it's not working for them. They've been punished twice in quick succession. Tadpole with a second here.
Yeah, really nicely done. It was that demo as well that really helped them out. So much space there. Collie was nowhere to be seen there, and when they were, it was just too late. And it's 2-0. Only 23 seconds into this game. They had a disaster start, did Hatchlings, and in an important game for them, in a game where you wanted to see a little bit more fight from them, a little bit more of an attacking, risk-taking style of play. We just haven't seen the great start that we would have hoped for them, but here we go. They come on the attack now, and it's a nice save there from Tad at the front post.
Yeah, the offensive pressure starting to come out from Hatchlings. They finally got the ball out their own half, but it's not the best touch by Tadpole. There's a shot by Twist, but Sellers be there to pick it up back into the other corner then. Twist challenging that one. Rapids will get a touch with Collie. Trying to work something out here. Limited boost to work with. Tadpole will get a clear, and that is a double commit from the likes of Hatchlings here. And Sellers looking for a corner read, doesn't find it, and Collie with a good clear.
Nicely done here from Rapids. The carry hasn't got any boost though. He's going to have to leave it to Twist, who tries to go for the shot, but well saved there on the back post. Rapids rotating back, collecting this ball as well. Doesn't actually collect that boost, and that's why he's not able to get a big clearance, but gets the rebound. Save as well does Twist, as Tad now flying through the sky, doing what we know Tad can do. And there's the third goal here for Sea Dragons, and this is just textbook aerial play here from Tad. Beautiful stuff.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're not challenged and you can see the channels open up in front of you. Basic stuff by Tadpole. I mean, that flip towards the ball is a bit more than basic, but for him, it's a relatively simple slot in. Tadpole again, though, looking to try and find another, looking for that hat-trick early on. The twist for the pass inside. Will there be an opportunity? Finally! Finally, Hatchlings get a goal, and that is the clean sweep ended for Sea Dragons. And hurrah! Brilliant. Finally, we've seen something from the Hatchlings that isn't going to make me feel dejected for them for the rest of the group stages.
Excellent. They got something to work with now. 3 minutes, 17 seconds to go in this game. They were very committed in that attack. You know, it's maybe not a strategy they can continue to use, but they have something to latch onto, something to hold onto. Maybe they can use this now to their advantage. As saw Sellers there going up for an attack. Doesn't quite work out. Twist there with a nice demo to give Collie a bit of space in the middle of the pitch. Doesn't quite find anything of it, though, and it's back in the possession of Sea Dragons as they're able to carry the ball forward yet again. Not quite on target, but look who is there to put it on target. It's Sellers charging forward from the back, and it was really nicely done from him there.
Rapids expecting the touch by Collie, and it would have opened things up once again, but the touch just didn't come, and Rapids felt awkward on that back line. Had to re-rotate to the other back post to try and make an attempt at a save, but yeah, Sellers finding the top right there, looking for another, maybe a pass inside. It's a decent one at that, but cleared away by Collie. And just a note, Vin is a Grand Champ 1, so it's 2 tiers down from what Dash is. But as you can see, it clearly doesn't matter. It's brought a new dynamic. It's shaking things up a little bit. Yeah, they've conceded a goal, but they're scoring just as many here, and Sellers looking for another individual play, cleared away by Twist, and Tad left awkward, retreating back.
Nicely collected, though, from Tad, able to take it past the first player. Can he take it past another? Gets intercepted, but still in the, well, now in the possession, actually, of Hatchlings, who are able to pick up the ball. A little bit of a loose ball at the moment, sort of in no man's land. Nicely done there from Sellers to get the assist over to Vin, and Vin gets their goal, so clearly a welcome addition to the team.
I'd be so frustrated if I was Collie there. That touch could have gone anywhere, but it ended up slowly bouncing back into the midfield, allowing that goal to fall in. Vin getting their first of the series, yes. And yeah, I mean, there's not really much to say. It's just mistakes all around for Hatchlings. If they tweak them up a little bit, we'd definitely be seeing a closer scoreline. Twist. We're going to find a second here, though, pushing into the blue half. Tadpole waiting patiently, and Collie has no boost. Does well to get something into the mid, but Tad picks that one up, gets a beat on 1, will get a beat on 2, and it's a 1v1 situation now. Tad with a shot. Again, not the best clear by Collie, but it'll do for now.
Sellers there as well to try and pick up the pieces. Everyone's back now, though, so they're okay on this attack. Still just about trying to I suppose, find another goal here for Hatchlings just to reduce that deficit. A nice work there from Tad to try and direct it towards goal. Saved well, though, as Collie, yet again, not quite finding a huge clearance that they need at this current point. Twist just missing the ball there as well, letting it go behind as tries to get it towards the middle. Unfortunately, Rapids has no boost to get to it, and Tad can easily clear up that potential opportunity there for Hatchlings, who might have another here. Goes towards the goal, and Collie is able to come on through. Beautiful stuff there. It was a misplay, I think, here from Tad just to kick it onto the opponent, and it was Collie there just taking advantage as well.
Tell you what, it's a brilliant pass by Twist. Awkward on that back ball. Managed to tip it over Sellers, and there was nothing that anyone on Sea Dragons could do, because by that point you had 2 in the midfield. Sellers was looking to get long clear, and that net was wide open. So good on Hatchlings at the moment. They are scoring goals against this side, and they've got to give themselves credit for, well, the opposition they're facing, and Rapids. So this went downfield. Sellers gets 50 by Twist, and Rapids looking to find a touch inside, but Collie looking for that angle, doesn't find it. Again, just those little touches, those little plays, and those little mistakes are always getting punished, as Tad finally gets the hat-trick. After scoring 2 goals in the first minute, gets the third for himself after 3 more minutes of play.
That consistency, not turned off, not switched off throughout the entire game. They haven't let off, have they, Sea Dragons? They've just been pretty aggressive all the way through, and the way they've been playing is pretty impressive as well. There's a nice save there from Twist at the back. Another nice save there from Collie to clear it over towards Twist, who's in the air. Can he get another touch on it? Just about, but not quite low enough to get it on towards that target, as now Sellers can pick up the ball with boost into the middle of the pitch. What's he going to do? The fake doesn't work. His Rapids can make up a little bit of a problem here as Collie goes up. Can they find the goal? They can! And it's 6-3 as this game will end, but a nice little consolation goal at the end here for Hatchlings.
Yeah, it's a nice consolation. They'd be looking at that, thinking it was a much better end to the series than they started. They managed to get 3 goals. Rapid saying to win the series, win the tournament, which is fair. I respect that.
Yep.
But Tadpole, 863 points, 3 goals, 3 saves, 5 shots to their name. Just an exceptional performance there, and MVP for me in this series, I guess. Yeah, it would have to be Tadpole. Just not really, like, not to give him any more credit than he already has under his belt or anything, but yeah, it was just the consistent performance that they had. And Hatchlings, hopefully, we see a little something later on for them in the group stages. But yeah, as it stands, that is a sweep for Sea Dragons. That's 3-0. That's a very strong start. It's the expected start for them. And they'll be looking to continue sweeping through this group stage. I feel like their only real challenge here in this group will be the rejects. They play quite well against the Dragons, but we'll just have to see. We'll just have to wait and see what the rest of the I would keep on calling it a bracket. Rest of the group stages have for us.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. I think Hatchlings really grew into that series there as well. I thought, at the beginning we saw them have a little bit of a wobble, and it wasn't quite, maybe to their ability. We weren't getting to see exactly what they could do. But in that last game, 3 goals, they managed to end their goal drought, I guess you could say, and managed to find a little bit of freedom. Maybe that was because Sea Dragons were just sort of pushing, and they sort of already knew that they'd won, I guess. But there's definitely some signs there for Hatchlings to find a little bit of something to grab onto for the rest of the groups.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like it's a fitting time to take a break as we head into game number 2. We'll come back, give you a rundown of how things have gone in both group stages, and then we can head into the next series. But for now, we shall see you in a good couple of minutes. I didn't know how I was going to wrap that up. Producer, take us away.
Welcome back to the Welsh Esports League Season 10. Now, we've had our first round of matches here in the group stage. Daromas, what's been going on? What's been happening around the grounds?
Yeah, so around the grounds for you then, Pit Ponies winning their first game 3-0, Goats 3-0 as well, and SL 3-0 as well. The only result that didn't go to a sweep in Group A was Ronda Rising up against Puffins. That one going 3-1 in the groups. And heading over to Group B, you got Sea Dragons, which we've just seen, a 3-0 sweep. The Rejects, a 3-0 sweep as well. Red Kites, 3-0, and Unhuarai, a big upset here, 16th seed, getting a 3-0 result against one of the teams that I couldn't quite see who it was during the intermission, but that is huge news for Unhuarai. That will be big for them and honestly gives them a good opportunity heading into the rest of the groups. But right now, on our screens, which will be coming up shortly, will be SL versus Ronda Rising. Both of these teams, 3rd and 4th in Group A respectively, looking to try and push for what is going to be essentially now a top 2 spot in this second match.
Yeah, really excited to see what happens here. I mean, they both, of course, won their games here at the beginning, right? So they were on a good run so far. You know, first game, of course, is very important to win. First matchup, first series is super important. I think now it's going to be all about how can they continue that momentum, right? I mean, we haven't obviously seen them play today. Is there something that maybe we can learn from that first game as to how these games are going? Of course, we did see a little bit of a sweep here from Sea Dragons against Hatchlings, but how do these sort of teams compare, I guess, to Sea Dragons and Hatchlings? Are we expecting that Sea Dragons level of gameplay here?
I don't think so. I feel like it will be a scrappy affair between these two sides. I feel like there'll be a little less quality than what we've just seen from the Sea Dragons. However, nothing's stopping them from going absolutely hammer and tongue with each other. So we shall get these players on the pitch for series number 2 of this Welsh Esports League, maybe. If they listen. If they look at the chat. There you go. Maybe I should have been a bit more clearer. But yeah, so taking a look at the ranks of the players then, you got 2 Grand Champ 1s and a Champ 3, a Grand Champ 1, a Champ 3, and a stat that hasn't loaded, an SSL of a Zaltified. So yeah, this could be quite the interesting matchup. Maybe Zaltified looking to be the key player here. 2008 MMR at the moment. That is incredible stats there. So yeah, we could be seeing something impressive. Look at Zaltified on the pitch here to see how things go forward. And, well, there's already been a shot on both sides of the pitch.
Yeah, nicely done so far from SL, who are holding on so far. They've had a couple of attempts of their own as well, as Oliver now can take this forward. And they try and find this angle to get into the top right corner. They can. Lovely, lovely work there from Ronda Rising. And it was all Oliver, really. Going for the air dribble, taking it into that corner. Really nice stuff.
Yeah, really well controlled flip reset as well. Ends up popping it, kept full control of that ball and put it into the top right. Perfect positioning. It was awkward for SL to deal with. But yeah, this, like I said, this is a big matchup between these two sides. Looking at the groups already, it'll be a guaranteed second place after this second matchup. Maybe even a third. I might be selling it a bit too hard here, but still, third place is nothing to shun about because that will put you into the Premier playoffs. As Yug will take this one forward. Ryan looking for an opportunity, tries to beat out Keen, doesn't work out, but it will fall to Mendicant, who does get a demo on that back line. Yug with a 50, and it leaves it open for Ryan with a shot. Great bump on the back line. And we're all level here. A much closer affair already than what we saw in series number 1.
Yeah, great work here from Yug. You can see just getting Oliver out of the way. Really nice bump. And, of course, Ryan there is just able to have a pretty much open net after that. Great team coordination. Brings it level. And 1-1. This game's going to be exciting.
Only a minute 20 played here. We've seen both sides go for the attacks. And I said this. They would go hammer and tongue early on. And Keen not getting the best flick, so Oliver, the last man, has to get a touch, a controlled one, a follow-up not found, so Ryan has an opportunity, a shot towards net, and you could see the style of play that SL are going for, try to disrupt that back line as much as possible.
Yeah, you can see Yug just doing that almost every single shot if he has the opportunity to. Mendicant trying to go for a shot there as well. Ryan can pick up the pieces as now it's up to Ronda Rising to make an attack. Keen there on the side. Yug's going to be able to deal with this fairly simply as well. Puts it up against the wall and can take it forward into the middle of the pitch. Oliver has an answer to that as well, but Ryan yet again at the back line doing what he seems to be doing very well right now, which is just that consistency, taking it forward here as well. Mendicant, but it gets saved by Ryan himself.
Yug, though, with the follow back inside. Keen's going to be left awkward on the backboard. It's faked out. Didn't know about the lack of boost, but that's fine to the top right, but it's just dinged off the bar there. And Keen still lack of boost, trying to figure out how to work his way around. That's a bump on the back line, slowly trundling forward. Does get the save, and a counter-attack quickly on here by Ronda Rising, but Yug back in time to get a touch and send this one back the other way.
See now what Ronda Rising can do with this attack from SL. Seems like they're able to deal with it fairly simply. Keen there to knock it on forward as Oliver knocks it to him. Tries to get on the end of it, but doesn't have enough boost to get towards it. And now it's all up to SL on their attack. If Oliver can't deal with this, which he does do really nicely. Goes over Keen back to Zaltified, but now it's all the way up for another attack here from SL. It doesn't seem like it's one way this game so far. It does seem like either team could take it. And could it be here as Ryan has a shot, but it's a lovely save there from Keen going up on top of the crossbar. It's been pretty even so far.
This is a good game of Rocket League right here. No one's really making too many mistakes. There has been a lot of detriment on the back lines like we saw with Hatchlings earlier. It's been quite composed from both sides, and they're both looking to try and carve each other open as Yug does well to cut the rotation there, slow things down on that attack. Oliver, a wasted ball. Mendicant, the pass to himself, look for the redirect touch, doesn't find it, and is sent downfield. This could be dangerous now, but Zaltified a bit too far behind that ball. The ball coming in with a bit too much speed. A pass back though, Oliver with a shot and a great pre-jump save there by, I think it was Yug again. Yug really being the star player for SL so far.
Yeah, really nice work there from Yug, who's doing very, very well to stay consistent at just connecting with the ball and being in the right positions. Oliver hits it forward there. Keen tries to get another knock on, but doesn't quite find the goal. And again, it is just this back and forth nature, which neither team are able to capitalize on their chances. As Oliver now goes for yet another aerial. Zaltify coming on through, but not able to connect. It's Mendicant that actually clears that up fairly simply for him. And yet again, it's Yug in the middle of the pitch to carry it forward.
We were told this was going to be a quick series. I don't know why we were told that. It's been relatively close so far, and we could be seeing our first overtime of the night, unless I jinx it right here, which I've done so twice already tonight. But no, nothing there on the attack for Ronda Rising. Zaltified playing a bit passive here for the SSL, trying to be that structured back line, but Mendicant, the touch off the ceiling, doesn't find the shot on target. Will allow Yug to come forward, but with the final couple of seconds here, will that ball hit the ground? It will. We head to overtime in game number 1.
This is it now. Been a tight affair so far. Neither team able to carve out clear-cut chances, or at least take the chances they have been able to make. So it all comes down to this, as it's Oliver again trying to carry the ball forward. Hasn't got any boost though to work with. So just trying to knock Mendicant out of the way, who does get demoed. As Keen now tries to pick it up in the middle of the pitch as well. Again, no boost to work with. Yug's going to have to try and do something here as well. Lets it bounce, which causes a lot of difficulty there in the corner. Goes across the face of the goal, but Ryan's easily there to pick it up. Oliver with the demo. Ryan has the shots. Good save though from Zaltified.
Looks like they called Zaltified to be the defensive player, which is fair enough. Being 2K is, obviously, you've got that experience at that high level. Some difficult saves do need to be made, and that 50. It's going to fall into the midfield. Allow Yug to get onto this ball. Slows down. Does get a beat on 1. Looks to try and get a beat on 2. Doesn't quite find it with that touch. Uncomfortable for Ronda Rising. A pass back inside. Keen lack of boost. A bump as well for good measure. Ryan just a bit hesitant to go for that attack, which is completely fair in this scenario. But Zaltify now maybe had the reins released. First attack we've seen from him, but nothing much to come of it. A pass inside. Oliver not with the best touch. Ryan sent this one downfield. Will it find the back of the net? It will. Perfect slot into the top left. And honestly, it's been a fantastic game 1. And the SL take it with a clean slot from the halfway line. Zaltify pushed a bit too far upfield. Honestly, not impressed.
Yeah, it was an awkward one there from Oliver. You can see him in the chat apologizing. Just made it a little bit difficult for his team. Of course, as you mentioned, Zaltify was a little bit further up, so couldn't, of course, get back and save it. But, I mean, what a finish there from Ryan from distance, just putting it into that top corner. Really nice stuff from them, and it was a really tight game overall. I don't think there was a team that, you know, looked like they were going to take it early on. It did seem like as the game went on, it just seemed to drag on and on and on. I think if there wasn't for overtime, we would have just been here for hours and hours. But it was a really nice game and a really close one to watch there as well.
And hopefully it stays that way throughout the rest of the series, right? You know, like this is brilliant entertainment, especially for round 2 of the group stages. These matchups have been handpicked, I think, by I think our producer, if that's right. Producer, do you want to hop in there? Oh, it wasn't the producer. So John, Slayer John, the owner of the league, clearly knows what it's on about and clearly knows ball and wants to like settle us into an exciting series here for the second one. Let the first one slide. Let Sea Dragons get their airtime. But this is what we've come to see. This is what we've come to witness and enjoy. The absolute mosh pit of this group stage. And, well, overtime game 1. Can we get an overtime in game number 2?
Yeah, we will see. I mean, we got lots of talent on the screen, right? We got Yug, of course, doing a very good job in that last game. Zoltified, just showing what they can do when it comes to that high-level gameplay. Just a couple of players that you can see in these. I mean, as a less experienced sort of commentator in Rocket League, I'm definitely seeing how these individual players really make that massive difference as we head here into the second game. And the second match here of this series. SL with the lead so far, but they can't count their chickens too early here because definitely a force to be reckoned with in Ronda Rising here.
Indeed, and things start as they mean to go on. The demo on the back line, provided by Ronda Rising, will allow this attack to progress a bit further. Ryan left awkward on that backboard, and Medican sends themselves downfield. Keen. The tap back in, so Mendican has control. We'll send this forward. Zoltify with a good controlled touch. Into the backflip, beating out Yug, but again, a bit of discomfort in the corners at the moment. Not really getting that ball into clear space, but as I say that, Keen has time in the world, but faked out by an aerial battle. Both of them not playing the ball, but playing the player. And now we're stuck in this situation again, where we're back in another corner.
Yeah, corner so far as Yug tries to change that and go for a shot, just about missing there for them. Ryan should be able to pick up this. A little bit awkward actually with the way it bounced and the miss from his teammate in front, but they deal with it nevertheless. Oliver not quite able to connect there as Mendican takes it forward. Ryan with a shot, and a lovely shot at that as well. Really nicely played up in the air there from both of those teammates, and it's perfectly placed into that right corner.
Saltified with a side flip. I don't want to keep calling this guy out because I don't want to be so mean, but he's 400 rating points higher than what I am, and I feel like I could pull off a better performance right now. But maybe we'll start to see them warm up into this series. There's an opportunity, but Mendican gets that clear. Oliver with a perfect strike though, and it wasn't the best clear. It looked like Mendican had it covered. I'm not sure what happened on the follow-up touch here. Maybe a little bit too hard. Yeah, it just ended up awkward on that corner. Ryan wasn't getting there, and that's a perfect stop by Oliver, so we're back level again.
What this game's bringing so far, it's the closeness, it's the action. Nobody knows who's going to get the next goal. Flip a coin, and it might just tell you. And this is what it's all about now, though, for Ronda Rising. They need this. They need this momentum to be going their way. They need Zoltify to be starting to pick up a little bit of form in these games to really help carry the team as much as he can. Nice takeaway from Mendican first there for Keen, but not able to find the goal. As now it's down to SL for their attack. Lovely save there on the line from Oliver. Now Zoltify can carry it forward.
Zoltify carry it forward. Keen with the pickup, but Yug perfectly placed on that corner. Arguably out of position, but it works out. Ryan sending that one downfield. Zoltify will follow up quickly. Yug with a great touch. Mendican and Yug working together. Look to try and pinch that one. Maybe a bit further forward. It wasn't the best pinch, but it'll do for now. Lingering in the midfield again. Oliver with a great touch up. Leaves one defender awkward. Both defenders, in fact, double committing. You could call that happening. Both in the exact same position. Not calling each other off. But cleared away by Yug there. Stonewall in defense at the moment.
Yeah, really nicely done from Yug to take that away. Now Mendican just letting it bounce, letting it fall. Ryan there not able to make the most of it as Keen is. Takes it forward. Yug yet again to make the save. It's a 5th save of the game for Yug. Doing what he knows he can do there at the back as Zoltify is going to have a free shot in the middle. Goes up, over. Can he connect with the rebound? No. Of course, he got demoed there, so not an opportunity to do so. And it all comes down to who has the more patience, I suppose, here with 2 minutes left on the clock. Ronda Rising need it more. Of course, 1-0 down in the series so far. But do they have what it takes?
Yug, though, has a free carry downfield. Looks for a pass inside, but Ryan a bit too far forward. Expect that ball to roll diagonally and not basically horizontal. Oliver, though, clearing this one downfield. Yug again, not the best touch. Does pop it up high, though. Allow Mendicant and Ryan again a double commit, which will allow anyone from Ronda to get on that ball. But it was a good recovery by Mendicant. Oliver, past the Zoltified, centre lap backboard, boost steal, looking for disruption on that back line. It's popped up high. Who's going to be on the end of this one? Oliver has their name on it. Doesn't find it. Yug getting a good clear. Zalfai has a retreat back here. Mendicant playing patiently, but that pinch will provide another attack here. And it's just back and forth at the moment, leaving things rather uncomfortable, especially in terms of boost management.
It's awkward. Neither team able to find that opening as Oliver lets it go. Keen there is able to clear it. Maybe they have the player advantage right now. Zoltify can hit it up. Can he clear the defenders? He can't. It's Yug yet again making another save. Zoltify tried to go for the pass, but Oliver wasn't quite reading it. Picks it up, though, and collects the boost as well. The pinch off the roof is going to go towards the goal, but not quite where he wanted it. Keen puts it back inside of the middle, but again, nobody there to pick up. And I think maybe a little bit of a less risky strategy here coming out from Ronda Rising. They don't necessarily want to go too aggressive here because they know how much this means to them. It's a great save there from Zoltified to clear out Yug, and it's down to the last 20 seconds here. Who's going to take it?
Quite difficult to call at the moment. You can see SL, they're very panicky on their back lines. I've seen about 8, maybe 9 double commits from them in the last 2 minutes trying to defend the ball, but the ball left uncomfortable. If a touch can be made by Mendicant, anyone will do, but it's cleared away. And ladies and gentlemen, it is back-to-back overtimes. Game number 2, I questioned it at the start of the game. I didn't expect it to actually happen. This is quite rare to see with the exact same scoreline. Will it be the exact same result here?
Seems to have gone the same way as well. We got some sort of earlier goals and then a bit of a stalemate for the rest of the game. So will the overtime follow that same storyline, or will Keen have something to say about it? He does. And Keen is able to get the goal to tilt the tie back to even. As of course, SL won that first match. Ronda Rising clapped back, and it's now 1-1 overall.
Just wanted to say that is impressive. You go from not scoring a goal in 3 minutes 30 seconds, you head to overtime, first 20, bang, there you go. And it's a quick goal at that. Just take a look here. Yug, 7 saves to their name for SL.
Yeah.
Seriously strong backline. Oliver, Keen, and Zoltified only needed 3 saves to their name. There was only 4 shots for SL. 4 shots. It didn't feel like that. Ronda Rising walking away with 10, and they managed to get more output in this series. But it's kind of a tale of two games, really. You had SL who were more on the attacking front in the last. They sat back in this one, and well, it looks like the more aggressive you are, the more goals you're gonna get.
Yeah, was it the double commits there from SL that really didn't work out for them? I think we saw them get the goal, I think, wasn't it, from a sort of double commit situation in the middle of the pitch. But is that always something they need to try and tone back a little bit now in this next game?
Yeah, double commits are not something you want to be doing at this level because it ruins the rotation. It leaves things very much uncomfortable for you, especially rotating back. If a long ball happens, all of a sudden you've got 1-3, and that is not a good situation to be in. You want to curb these double commits. But kickoff then. Will we see an early goal again? Not quite. Mendicant with a pass to Ryan off that backboard, looking to try and carve things out real quick, and then looking to try and shake off what happened in that previous game.
Yeah, really important game here. You feel like this one could be the one that just gives the team that goes on to win it that little bit of extra confidence, you could say, because of course both of them are pretty even in terms of ability right now. Two different, very different ways of playing. Specifically in that last game, we saw lots of shots from one side, lots of saves, of course, from the other in SL. So see if the things are going to change a little bit here as Oliver takes it forward. Yug should be there to save it, which he is. Will we see again this more counter-attacking potentially style of play from SL, or will it be something a little bit different in this game?
Well, maybe they want to shake it up again, right? But it all depends on how this Ronda Rising side plays on the ball. If they're going to keep possession and charge forward, it's going to make things a bit more uncomfortable for SL. Yug carry this into the mid. It looks like an opportunity. Medican tries to find the top left. It's back into the middle. Will there be a shot? Oh my goodness, that should be converted. The net was wide open, but couldn't find the ball quick enough. And now the counter-attack is on, solidified with a shot towards net. It's going to tip high, but a demo will come through, applying more pressure on the offense. Oliver then. Okay, a double miss from both sides will neuter that attack somewhat. We're back the other way again.
Back now in the possession of Ronda Rising. Quickly turned over, though, as SL come forward. Ryan as well with the commitment. Yug doesn't want to go up for it. Zoltified tries to in the middle, doesn't actually have boost in order to readjust right there, but Ryan is there at the back to sort things out. And now the attack's coming through. Though. Look at this from SL. You can see all three charging forward to try and make this attack count. It's not looking like it's going to come to anything, as Keen now's going to be able to clear that forward. Nobody there to flick on, but they've got numbers here up, and now it's just switched yet again. Is that on target? I'm not sure. I think it might be. It is. It's Mendicant that gets the goal from their own half, I think. Was this the goal here? It was. Wow.
Well, it's not the flashiest in the world, but it'll do the job. 1-0 to SL, and, well, Ronda Rising, they were starved of boost there for just shy of 40 seconds. They couldn't really get anything out of it. And as soon as they pushed forward, they got punished with an unfortunate pinch by their own teammate and Mendicant. So, 1-0 down are Ronda Rising. They're not going to think too much about that. They've seen how close this series can be. It's whether or not they can try and forge their way through and get a goal, but the defense of SL is incredibly strong. 8 saves in the last game to the 10 shots that they were countered with, and the only 2 shots that were worthy ended up being goals anyway. So SL, will they just sit back now for the next 2 minutes? I hope not. I want to see them get a second, maybe try and ease the pressure on themselves a little bit.
Yeah, it does seem like from what's how things are going, it does seem like maybe this is playing into SL's hands. They want to get that goal just to sort of sit back and maybe try and play off their defensive ability. But for Ronda Rising, we know that they can be a little bit aggressive as well, so this might even force them to come out a little bit and maybe make this tie a little bit more explosive if it hasn't been so already, as Yug passes it over to Ryan, who isn't quite able to find the shot on target. Mendicant's up there as well as Yug rotates back. Zoltified is coming through as well, but Yug does really well on not that much boost to intercept there. Really nice work from him, as now Keen is charging forward. Yug yet again all the way back there. Seems to just be a reliable force in defense at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. The way SL are playing at the moment, and any Arsenal fans about, it's very much Arteta ball. We'll get a goal and we'll sit back, let them come to us, and then push for a counter. And it's working well for them so far. A minute and a half has been ticked off the clock since that first goal. And it's been a struggle, really, for Ronda Rising to breach this defense. Mendicant with a touch inside, Yug with a great 50, and that'll fall down. Oliver, though, with a good touch. Ryan sending this one back the other way. Keane will get a touch to the corner, but they want that ball forward. They've got a minute left. They've got plenty of time to really form an attack, but they're just keeping a high-pressing line now. They've shaken up their game here at SL. They're just playing the ball in their half, trying to find a second here, and that would be the nail in the coffin. Ryan with a shot, saved away, but it's a triple commit on that back line.
Now it comes through to Keen, has a shot, but no, not able to get it through. Could that be the chance that they might live to rue at the end of this game? We shall see, as now it's brought up by SL. Ronda Rising going to have to do enough to clear it, which they do, but it falls back their way, and this could be a goal.
No
it is.
way.
Yeah, it is. Yug from the side there. Awkward for Ronda.
It's a repeat of the first goal, except there was no one challenging him. He just decided to take it himself. 2-0 to SL. Smashing lads. I've taken a look at the stream, apparently, according to Goats. I'll believe it when they tell me that themselves. But yeah, they are absolutely smashing this ball forward and taking their opportunities well. And again, I feel like, okay, no, they have been a bit more aggressive this time around. It's been 8 shots to 4. They've pushed back Ronda Rising, but even then, it does look like they've just sat back. A third opportunity here. The ball will go to ground. No overtime. 2-1 to SL. And Ronda Rising, they need to start pushing forward again. Because if they sit back, they're going to get punished.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like that's necessarily playing to their strengths, right? If they're sitting back, I mean, from what we've seen in those first 3 games, it does seem like they have the ability, of course, to get goals and to really cause problems. But I think it's just the defense of SL when they do find that goal. It just doesn't seem like anything's going to change really for them because they're just so good at defending, aren't they? They can just hold on to it so well.
Yeah, absolutely. And, well, could we see a best of 5? That's the question I'm asking in the commentary box now. Will Ronda Rising come back and make it 2-2 in the series? Now, maybe. But if SL keep playing the way they do, it's working well for them. And, yeah, it's been quite entertaining. Like, they sit back, but when they have the ball and they're comfortable with the ball, they end up keeping that high press, which stops Ronda Rising from coming forward. So, yeah, they will play Arteta ball, but all of a sudden they're pushing it around like they've got Pep Guardiola as their coach.
So what do Ronda Rising now need to do, I suppose, to turn the tides in their favour? I mean, that was a bit more of a sort of solid win, I guess, from SL in that last game. How do Ronda Rising now change that for this game?
Well, we're dropping more and more manager names. I say we Sean Dyche it. Put more goals in the back of their net.
Yeah.
Just keep playing consistently. You will get the goals. You know you can score against the side. You know you can take a game off them. So push forward. None of this messing around. Just charge forward, get the ball upfield, and see what happens from there. Oliver, carrying this, listening to my words, will get beat on 1, but 2 of the players of Ronda Rising were sat back in their own half. It's too passive.
Yeah, and to quote another football player, Michael Owen, if you don't score more goals than your opponent, you barely ever win. So it's something that maybe they need to take on board as well, as now Ronda try to take the ball forward. It's all about getting the goals, getting on the attack, testing that SL defense, which we know is good, but surely, as they've proven, there are gaps in there that they can exploit if they have the confidence to go forward. Now, that's the question though. Ooh, big moment there for Oliver to take it forward. Looks like there was a bit of a bump onto 2 of the SL teammates, but they are okay. They recover. They're fine. Because now it's up to them for another attack here.
Young trying to find a pass inside. Wasn't going to work out. So Keane will carry this forward. Flip reset active. Great save by Mendicant. And it's kind of fiddling around in that corner again. But Ryan happy to keep that one and knock it downfield. Pick up the mid boost as well. Possessional advantage. If Yug can get there. Yug does get there. So Ryan with that 100 boost pickup has opened up an opportunity for themselves. And there's a great save by Keane. The follow-up saved as well. And it's still 0-0 by some fine margins here.
Off the line there from Keane. That was beautiful stuff. Exactly what Ronda Rising needed. That might just be the little bit of a boost they needed in the mental side of things, just to say, you know what, we're in this game. We can go ahead and try and take this. Nearly getting it on target there as well, as Oliver just hits that sort of upper part of the crossbar and the post. The Mendicant, you can see, just doesn't decide to go for that commit. Leaves it to Yug instead. Doesn't quite actually get control of the ball, so Zoltify is going to be able to hit it forward here. Has a little bit of boost to play with as well, but doesn't get the final touch in order to direct it towards goal. And now it's another attack here from SL. Gets intercepted by Keane, who's been doing a really great job in the middle of the pitch right there. But of course, Mendicant's there to clear up.
Yug then trying to work with something to pass inside. Very well played. Opens up the second man. That backboard was free, but Keane did get there in time. Mendicant not with the best touch. He'll allow Oliver to come forward. Have you seen his ability? He'll fall to Keane. Set up high. This will drop down. Waterfall off that backboard. An opportunity for Keane. Cleared away by Mendicant again. It's awkward. That ball will get cleared, and the boost level of Ronda means they have to fall back, which they have done. Young with a pass inside, though, beats out their own teammate, and now the backlines are open for SL. It's Mendicant by themselves, and Keane too slow to push forward. But I feel like that was a clear opportunity.
Huge opportunity there for Ronda, but they've been really, really good this game. They've been on the attack. They've been causing SL problems, but again, SL have been doing what they have been doing, which is defending those problems super duper well. But all it takes is one chance. As Oliver goes to the demo there, does get it successfully. Zoltified is able to pick up the ball in the middle of the pitch as well. Falls back towards the middle of the goal. A chance here for Keane, who does find the opening. Finally, in this third match of the series, or fourth match of the series, I should say. Fantastic work there from Keane just to redirect towards goal. And this could be going all the way here.
Just want to comment there. I think Yug got a bit too greedy. If they left it for Ryan, I think Ryan would have got a touch and it would have rolled out. Looking back at that replay on the stream as well, it was very close to call. And it's that miscommunication, that double commit on that back line, which I mentioned earlier that this SL side struggle with. Has actually caused a bit of pain for them. 1-0 down here, a minute 20. They haven't really looked too threatening, but this could be an opportunity. Ryan not quite finding the angle. It would have been impressive, to say the least. Yug with a pass back to Ryan. Ryan leaves it, and that was a mistake. Should have gone for that ball. Yug now. Again, look at a bit of panic settling in for SL. This is the first time we've seen them behind, right?
Yeah.
In the series, because overtime, well, that was the end of that game. And you're starting to see the panic come out from SL, which is not what you want to see of the team that's actually leading the series. Because for Game 5, which will be in Champions Field, I think they're all in Champions Field. Zoldified makes it 2. Caught me completely off guard there with a fantastic redirect. He's finally woken up in this series. It looks like it's going to be quite stressful for SL if they can't get their mental together heading into Game 5 now. This is a guaranteed Game 5 based on what we've seen.
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, it's one of those where they haven't handled the pressure particularly well. We haven't seen them under it too much, but now the pressure's even going to be higher because, of course, they need to win this last game. They haven't got other games to rest on, so if they do end up losing this one here at the end, which is looking increasingly more likely, it's going to be a very, very interesting game number 5, but Yug does go for a shot to try and make something of this game and take it to overtime, but it's not going to happen. 2 goals difference. Keen again. I think Keen for me has been super impressive in this game and in the entire series so far in particular. Really, really great work from them. Mendicant can carry the ball forward. Are they going to give themselves a chance? No, it's a nice save from Zoltified. And this game is going to go the way of Ronda Rising. So it's going to be 2-2 in the series, going down to the final game here, game number 5. And it has been both ways. Every single game, you could sort of give it to either of them. It seems like one team, like specifically in this game, Ronda Rising have been more solid, more consistent than the game before. It was SL, so it's really hard to call here.
Yeah, indeed, I can only agree. And SL, if the pattern persists, will win this series 3-2. If you believe in patterns, maybe it's time for Ronda Rising to break that pattern. Take Game 5, apply the pressure early on, because SL, we've seen, as soon as they go behind, that's it. Their mental is gone. They end up fumbling around at the back, and they're getting punished over and over again. Ronda Rising at 2-0 in Game 4. We shall head to Game 5 relatively shortly, and we can't even call a man of the match yet, because we have 2 quality players on both sides of Yug and Keen who are looking to push this all the way, looking to try and take the series, and it's a flip of the coin here. Yeah,
it is. I mean, we've got some good performances from some individuals here. We've seen some great plays, but we haven't seen that player of the series MVP performance yet. Could that be defined in this final game? Who's going to step up to the plate in the final game of this series? A very close battle series as well between both of these teams who seem like they have got each other figured out by now. So who's going to have that experience? Who's going to use that experience to their advantage in order to win here?
Oh, that's a mistake by Oliver, and Ryan will take the first goal. I was going to hype it up that Game 5 brings out both the best and the worst of you, depending on how you take it, and that is a rare mistake from Oliver. So SL will take an opening advantage, and we've seen what they can do with these advantages. They can hold on for dear life if they really want to here. But I don't want to see that. I want to see some aggressive Rocket League. I want to see some pushing forward. I want to see a 2-goal advantage for the likes of SL, because, well, they've deserved it early on in this game. Number 5, Yug with a pass inside. Doesn't quite find the touch. Will make it awkward, though, towards the backboard. Nothing to be made of it there. Mendicant tries again. Cleared out. Ryan, good control touch, gets a 50, and they're playing the ball in the corner. They're doing what they do best. They will keep that clock ticking down, and every second matters here in game number 5.
Definitely does. This is going to be a huge moment here for Ronda Rising, because remember that game number 3, I think it was, where SL went up and they just looked so solid the rest of the game. Now Ronda Rising got to break that mold. They've got to break that trend as SL nearly find yet another goal in this game. But Keen here, being a player that I've been particularly impressed with from watching that last game in particular. Can they make the difference? Zoltified, of course, got that rank advantage you mentioned earlier on. Haven't seen necessarily that golfing class that you might expect, but maybe this is the moment, the pressure when the lights are bright, that you could see someone like him popping off at that time. Yug there picks it up in the middle of the pitch, going to go for the dribble, connects with the final flick, but isn't able to direct it past Zoltified, who can now carry it forward.
I like this from SL. They're not sitting back at all. They're pushing forward. They're getting all the shots in the world, but they got to be careful. They cannot be too confident with this 1-0 lead. They know what their opposition are capable of, but Oliver looking definitely a bit nervy in this 5th game. That's going to be tipped up high and wide. Yug will look for a drop down. Good save by Keen, good read, but Mendican waiting on that wall. Looked a bit awkward, and Keen should have probably been called off there by the teammate. Lack of boost to work with, and the ball back in open space. Mendican free to do whatever he wants. Charged immediately by Oliver. Young with a pass inside. No, looks to take the shot himself. Looks to find the dunk. Doesn't find it, but it's been 2 minutes since that first goal went in. And that is a critical play. It's bounced off the post. The bump there actually favoured SL. And this attack will continue. The boost amounts for SL looking... Not SL, Ronda Rising looking dire indeed, as the ball cannot seem to get out of their own half at the moment.
Yeah, they just can't get it out, can they? Every single time I look at the SL's boost numbers, you can just see them so much higher than Ronda, and they're just doing a lot of this, just putting it towards that halfway line where SL are able to pick up the ball and do what they've been doing, which is keeping on applying that pressure, which is great to see. Can Ronda Rising find that response, that reaction to what they're dealing with right now? Keen has an awkward bounce off of that back wall, can't quite deal with it. Ryan in the middle of the pitch as well, tries to play it forward off the backboard, doesn't find a bounce, courtesy of Keen there to hit it forward. Ryan in the middle of the pitch as well has a shot, but does go wide. So it's still awkward for Ronda. They haven't been able to really get a foothold in this game like we have seen them do in that last game in particular, and it's just been really, really awkward for them.
Final 90 left to go then. It all comes down to how Ronda Rising want to push this ball forward, but that's a great challenge by Yug. Will allow the door to open up, tries to play the dunk, doesn't find it. Keen again, safe on that back line. Clears it downfield, but again, no boost to work with for Ronda Rising. The starving that SL are doing is top class at the moment. Oliver, all they can do is bang it forward. Not enough boost to work with again, but it'll fall into the mid. Ryan's there with a quick read. Can Yug find a dunk? Does indeed. He'll find the middle, but to no avail. Pass back in by Yug. It won't mean anything right now, but that touch by Ryan might be the deciding factor. 2 goals to their name in this 5th game. And only 50 seconds left, and we've only seen 1 shot from Ronda Rising. SL are taking control of this game, and it's been a fantastic performance from them when the momentum was against them in game number 4.
Yeah, we asked questions what they were going to be able to do under that pressure. We hadn't seen them going behind before that last game. Were they going to be able to keep playing at the level we know that they can and keep this strategy where they just get the goals, sit back a little bit, and then just to hold on for as long as they can and prevent shots from the other team? And it seems like they're doing it better than they have in any of the games in this game. They've really risen to the occasion and doing so with aplomb. They just haven't been able to let Ronda Rising get into the game, which is exactly what they would have wanted. And it's just this blockade in the middle of the pitch that just isn't letting any attacks form for Ronda. And that's why they're looking to be taking this series in a very, very closely, hotly contested series between 2 very close teams and 2 exciting teams to watch as well. But ultimately, it's going to be SL that take home the series here with a very, very exciting one indeed.
Brilliant best of 5 all round. Credit to both sides here. SL take that advantage. They will go up in the group stages. Ronda Rising looking to kick themselves. Well, will be kicking themselves after that result. They had the momentum heading into game 5, taking game 4, what looked like SL to be rather uncomfortable once that first goal went against them. But SL, they scored the first goal and all of a sudden the nerves just disappeared. Oliver was making mistakes, and if I was going to pick an MVP for this one, well, you know who it is, surely. Come on, tell me the name.
Yug.
Absolutely.
Yes, got it right.
MVP
Excellent.
there. Yeah,
I'm
Yug,
glad. It might not
MVP
have
for
been
me.
Yug, but you just been nice to me. That's good. Good to see. No, that was great, wasn't it? What a fantastic match we just got to see, and a fantastic series. I mean, 5 games of really, really close Rocket League, and I think overall, realistically, when you look at the games, I'm not sure if you agree, but I think SL deserved to win. I think their game plan was really, really solid. Of course, that game number 4, we did see a little bit from Ronda Rising, but not quite to the level that they need to be at to win those games. But for me, I think SL do deserve to win that series.
Yeah, absolutely. And the defense, Yug's defense, he was just stonewalling the back. But not only that, was consistent upfield as well, finding the passes, finding the shots. Everything about that performance from SL was so clean. It was so well done. And again, Ronda Rising, they had an SSL on their side, which didn't seem to show up.
Yeah. Difficult at that point. I mean, you spoke about it early on in those matches where SL was sort of going for those double commits. Is that something that we still? I guess we couldn't really get to see it from those guys in the later stages. Is that something that could maybe be a problem for them going on further down the line here?
Yeah, absolutely will. The double commits are something to be wary of if you're SL. Maybe sort your communication a little better. If you are watching this stream, genuinely just try and get the communication a bit better there, because a simple put a name to the ball, get that ball clear, and all of a sudden you left yourself in a much more comfortable position. As for Ronda Rising, if I was to give advice on that, just be a bit more confident in your offensive plays. You're not creating the threats that you need to have. It was too simple for SL to get some of these saves out, but that's the series over. That's just the way it's lied. Game 5, SL take it. We will be heading to match number 3, where it'll be Robins Wales versus Wales Artist Esports coming up on your screens. We shall see you after a short break.
mai?
All right, mate. What's happening?
Assalamu alaikum.
Buongiorno.
Welcome back to the Welsh Esports League Season 10 Rocket League action here. We've just come off the back of an incredible series between SL and Ronda Rising. Went all the way, action non-stop. Now we've got Robins versus Artis Esports. Super excited to see how that one goes down. Daromas, though, what happened in the rest of the games in that previous round right there?
Yeah, so back to Daromas' around the grounds. We have Pit Ponies winning 3 of their series. They managed to play them all at this point in time, so that puts them top of Group A. Goats sat in second with 2 wins as well. SL, obviously, 2 wins in 3rd place. Ronda Rising stay in 4th after a Pirates failure to really claw anything there. They managed to lose that game. Robins, 2 losses. Artis Esports, 2 losses, and Puffin sat at the bottom of Group A with 3 losses. So this matchup that we've got here will be a battle between who gets the first win between them both. Sea Dragons, top of their group in Group B. The Rejects, 2nd place. Red Kites, again in 3rd. Kind of expected in this Group B, but this is where things get interesting, right? Unquarai still sat in 4th place, 16th seed, currently in the 7th, 8th position. Really strong going for them. Evolving Hatchlings putting up a performance against Dragons means that they will be in 5th place. Dragons RFC sat in 6th, and Tribal Esports in 7th, followed by Knights in 8th. So the bottom 3 there all having 2 losses. Evolved Hatchlings and Kwarai all with 1 win each, doing quite well considering their seeding. So Group B, all to play for. Group A, still, again, all to play for. We still have 3 more games coming your way next week in the group stages as well to fight for them top spots. So plenty to look forward to. But this is what we have for the final game of tonight. It'll be Robins versus Artis Esports.
Yeah, excited to see what this one's going to be like. We saw a really close match there in that previous game. We saw a bit of a whitewash in that first game. How is this matchup between Robins and Artis going to maybe differ to some of those games? Are we expecting that same level of Rocket League here?
Maybe. What we are seeing is consistency with my laptop, as I've just crashed again.
Nice.
Brilliant. And that's even more painful considering I was the match admin to get things kicked off. That's now just been handed to someone else. So good luck, whoever that is. When I tell you to go, you have to unpause that. In terms of where I see this series going, I said beforehand that it's been a pretty... Like, we won't see the quality of what we've just seen, right? Best of 5, perfect Rocket League from both sides. And this one, I feel like it's going to be a lot scrappier based on what I'm seeing in terms of ranks, which I'll get up for you in a bit once the game gets underway. Yeah, we could be seeing high score lines, but poor defense from both sides. That's probably my prediction here.
That's good though. That's what I mean. As a neutral, you have to be in this position. I want to see goals. I want to see games where anything can happen. You don't know what's going on. I want to see score lines like 10-10. Why do we get that? So maybe we'll see that in this game right here, which we'll get for you guys as soon as possible. But it's been a really exciting day overall. I mean, I've been really impressed with the level of Rocket League that has been on display. Lots of talented players that maybe have had a bit more experience in the previous seasons and previous events inside of Rocket League as well, and maybe some newer names as well coming through. Some substitute players that maybe are a little bit less experienced getting their time to shine as well. And that's, of course, what these sort of events are all about, just putting a spotlight on some up-and-coming talent inside of the scene as well. And I know particularly for some of the teams that are here. These sort of smaller esports organizations trying to grow and build their name. Huge opportunity here provided by Esports Wales. So really excited to see how this final game of the day is going to go. We're going to get into it as soon as we possibly can, but a reminder that this is a matchup between Robins and Artis Esports, and Artis Esports are seeded 15th and Robins are 11th seeded. So it's going to be one of those games that might be a little bit scrappy by the sound of things. Maybe something where we could see a lot more goals and teams that are a little bit further on down the rankings here. But all to play for here, Daromas, of course, because they haven't won yet. So both teams will be vying for that first win.
Yes, absolutely. And again, it's taken me 2 attempts to get these players on the pitch, but we will have coverage for you once all players are on that pitch, which they are. Shall pause. Let things get underway. As a quick transition into the game. We are then Arise, a Grand Champ 2, Dan, a Champ 2, and Iffy, a Champ 2 as well. And on the other side, we have 2 Champ 2s and a Champ 1. So there is another rank disparity with Arise looking to be that star player here in this series. Now, whether or not we see that is to really, well, we'll have to see that in the first couple of minutes, because what we saw with the previous player, who was an SSL, just didn't really show up. So we start things off, underway, 30 seconds, and it looks like this Artist side are very much on the attack in front.
Yeah, very much so. A little bit of a missed opportunity there. Ball just bouncing right in front of the goal. AT Gaming Star is going to be able to get the first goal of the game in Robin's first attack of the game, really. We haven't seen anything from them as of yet, and they just have a little bit too much time there in the middle of the pitch. Arise tries to make the challenge, but not quite going to be enough to save the ball. Interesting start to this game. This seems to be going the way of Artis, and then Robin's just clapped back.
Yeah, Rise will be annoyed with that. End up getting brutally challenged off that ball. If he were to pass inside, and I guess AGG, man, what a name. I'll just call him GG. We'll send that one downfield. Arise. Control. It's the mechanical play of the Grand Champ. Great pass inside, and it's just high from Iffy. The follow-up saved away by Nitro. But that was a very close opportunity indeed for Artists.
Really close. They needed it as well, as now Robins get back on the counter-attack. KT boosts it up into the middle of the pitch. GG's not able to find a good enough connection. Now Dan for Artis carrying it forward. A little bit of a double commitment there from Nitro. KT missing the ball as well as the player from Artis. Iffy there, who's not quite able to connect with it. Arise in the middle of the pitch, getting that air dribble towards the goal. Bounces in front. Can Dan find the connection? He can't. Iffy can, but no!
What?
Off target from Iffy. That's a huge opportunity to bring it level.
How was that not found anything? I understand the first miss because he was playing the man, but the second shot should have been a guaranteed slot. But there we are then, still 1-0 to Robins here, and I don't know how. It should at least be 2-1 to Artis, but oh my goodness. The Robins are pushing forward. They're trying to get a second. That's awkwardly floating about. GG comes flying in. Nitro has an opportunity. Sends that well wide, though. It's time to reset now for Artis to carry this one downfield.
Iffy there gets it ahead, but KT is able to find the defense really well. GG isn't able to connect with it either, and now it's back in the half of Robin's. Artis on the attack. Nitro with the save. Where's that going to fall? Does fall towards one of the Artis players, but isn't quite able to connect, as now Iffy and Dan are facing their own goal, trying to carry the ball backwards. A bit of a miss there from Robins, but not going to be too much of a problem for them as they can pick it up in their own half.
Yeah, this would be a shock game 1 now, I'm pretty sure, for anyone watching, especially with the way Artists have been playing. They just haven't been able to convert, and that's just how it is sometimes. Arise, control, tries to get a beat on one, does so, it'll find the backboard. Will there be a follow? No, Nitro will get this tap towards the corner, and Iffy back into the midfield then, but GG pops this one up high. Dan look for a touch, but it's a double commit by Arise as well. But it's a further response of a double commit from Robins. This is what I mean by scrappy here, Mini.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on, but not a lot on the ball.
Yeah, a lot of misses, a lot of fakes, maybe I like to call them when I play. As Nitro tries to get to it. It's Arise, I think. There it is. Getting the goal. That's bringing it level now. Really nice work from Arise just to get over the ball, bounce it off the backboard, and then down in towards the goal. Really nice stuff from him, and brings it level 1-1.
Yeah, when you see a free backboard like that, especially with a player of their caliber, their eyes widen a little bit, and you can guarantee it's going to be a goal. And Arise, you know what he's capable of now. The mechanical player of this side looks to keep carrying this downfield. Dan with the redirect, doesn't find it. But you're seeing a bit of confidence come through, maybe a bit too much. If GG can recover here, it might be an open net. It's a double commit save on that back line. A two-man effort to get that ball clear. And just like that, it's back the other way.
Yeah, they got away with it there, I think, Artists. They were very, very committed to that attack, and Robins just couldn't quite find their goal and take advantage of that misplay. But GG there getting demoed by Arise, who's still trying to apply that pressure but doesn't quite get the ball. Iffy hits it forward as Dan now needs to get onto the ball as well. Directs it towards the goal. The little flip resets, but no, isn't quite able to find the goal. Nice defending there from Robins, as now it's them that can attack.
If he will tap this to side, Arise will pick up the pieces here, continue to tap it forward. Another pop towards the sidewall, keeping that possession. Does outplay himself though. There was no challenge and end up losing the ball. It's sent back the other way. Can GG get a touch here? No, but it'll fall into the mid. Nitro again. I'd rather see control there. I know it's tempting to just smash that towards there, but what you've done is send it back into no man's land. This ball floating in the midfield. GG with a touch towards net. Is a double commit save by Arise and Iffy, and Arise will carry this forward. 5 seconds left. Surely not another overtime tonight. A 50 up. It'll hit the ground. No, it won't. It's a 0-second goal. And I thought that ball hit the ground. I think everyone else did, apart from Iffy. Saw the opportunity. Wow. What a way to take it here in game one.
Really nice from Artists there. I mean, remember, they were down, weren't they? So it was a huge little comeback from them in that game, just to show their resilience throughout that entire time. I think Arise with the MVP in that particular game, but definitely a good team performance. Iffy providing a lot of good support there as well. And yeah, I think it was one of those games that was a bit scrappy, right? It kind of came about in the exact way that we expected it to, but it was still entertaining nevertheless.
Yeah, absolutely. And Colin Toxicity says, KT, it was a really close game. Both trying to show respect now after that bit of communication, but a bit of tension here for both sides. It might kick off in game number 2. You might see a bit of aggression on the pitch, a few demos here and there, who's to say. But yeah, Artists done well. They were 1-0 behind. Arguably should have been ahead for the majority of that match anyway. But Robins, they did well to keep themselves composed. And unfortunately, that 0-second goal has turned the tides completely in this series, because now it's 1-0 to Artists. And we're looking... Could this be the sign of things to come? Could Artists now start to wake up and start finding the shots needed to take this in a 3-0 sweep? We'll just see as we head straight into game number 2. I'm in the field. I'm no longer on the field.
That's good.
Panic over.
Would be a little bit unfair. Oh dear. Oh dear. Disaster start there for Artists, as Robins finds the kickoff goal early on. And it's KT is actually able to find the goal early on here.
Robins again. Just don't know when they're beat apparently. 1-0 up right off the rip. For that kickoff to go the other way. Nitro's going to be left awkward here, trundling back for boost. It'll be Dan versus KT. KT gets the better of it. Iffy now in the corner. Nothing to be made there. And Arise send that towards net. It's a double commit. It's just about a save. But Arise comes back again, and it's a close save, but they can't keep it up. All players uncomfortable in the net. 1-1.
Yeah, great work there from Arise just to keep it alive. Not the best defending, I think you could say, there from Robins. They couldn't quite get the clearance that they needed, and Dan was there chomping at the bit, ready to attack and take advantage of that situation that he was presented with. Is this going to be another kick? This is another kickoff goal from Robins in almost exactly the same fashion that they had in the first one. What went wrong there?
I mean, Nitro just has Iffy under lock and key, really. Nothing much can really be said about a kickoff goal. Just beat him on the line, and the rotations of a standard kickoff does leave that net wide open, because you're expecting that ball not to roll the way it's supposed to. And, well, 2-1 up now are Robins. I just want to give you an update around the grounds if you're not paying attention to the chat. It looks like Ronda have taken a game off Goats. That is exceptional stuff for them, especially coming off the back of a 3-2 defeat. So will we see an upset here? Because Goats should be the team that's winning that series.
Lots of exciting things going on around the grounds, and back in this game, Robins have scored 2 kickoff goals. Artist were able to claw one back after the first, but now they've got it all to do yet again after Robins score almost immediately after they conceded. So something that Robins now have to, or Artists I should say, have to try and deal with, and Robins just have to try and hold on to. He's trying to find more though as Nitro directs it towards goal. Nice save from Iffy in the middle of the goal, as KT puts it back into the mixer. Not able to find anyone there though, as they seem to be not over-committing here to try and get another goal. It's just off the post there from GG. And it doesn't seem like Artists are able to get out of their own half here, just from that unrelenting pressure from Robins.
This will be a chance now. Arise gets the flip reset, gets a bump in the process. GG awkward, had to get a touch. The ball floating in the middle. You really want to see Dan get to that ball quicker. Plays the touch instead. But now the ball will be pushed back to that halfway line, so that attack ends. Nitro not getting a touch. Iffy will send this back the other way into open space. Has a rise for support. Will take it themselves. That's a brilliant solo play by Iffy. 2-2.
Yeah, great work from Iffy. Looking at a rise ready to make these solo plays in this team, I think, but it's Iffy that comes out with something a bit magical right there. Really nicely done from them. As now it's 2-2 again. This is an important kickoff. Will it happen again for the 3rd time, or will it not? They'll get the advantage. They'll hit it onto the side of Artist, but it's not going to go in the net just yet. And I may have spoken too soon, as Nitro has scored yet again early on after a kickoff.
That's a brilliant strike from Nitro as well. From that angle, quite difficult to read, especially at that rank, but slots it perfectly right behind Dan, I think it was, on that back line. And there's comments about lag. Oh well, such is life in Rocket League. Another kickoff the way of Robins. Nitro looking to be a threat again. That will bounce favorably for KT. Pops it up high, beats one to continue going forward. Doesn't have the aerial ability though to control that pass inside, so he'll loiter about in the midfield here. Dan tries to get a beat on one, does so. Will continue going for this. Tries to read the play, does well, but it's left the ball awkward. GG has a chance here, sends it downfield. Plenty of power. Arise, the great save, heading back.
Really great stuff from Arise right here. Really important player in this team, as you can tell. And now he's going on the counter. Hits the shot, but it's not going to go in straight away. Iffy is, of course, there to pick up the pieces in that situation. But this is all about Arise, isn't it? Really great work in defense, and then carries it forward to give Iffy an easy goal.
Dan suffering with high ping here. In fact, very high ping. 556. Clearly lagging quite badly, so that will change the dynamic again. Artists are going to have to sit a bit more passively, if I were them, just to wait until the ping sorts itself out, which it does seem to have done at the moment. But that touch from Dan, not the best in the world. So Iffy have to pick this up, leaves it for Arise. Nitro, 50s, KT trying to play that close second, but Arise with another challenge, heads towards that backboard. Nothing to come of it just yet. Arise playing patient, very well played, has an opportunity to do something here, tries to play it against all three. Dan has to be quick here, a pass inside maybe, off that backboard free. Arise is there, doesn't find it. That should have been a 4th. The player of that caliber should be getting a touch at least on that ball. But it is still level here.
Very much an even game, I suppose, in terms of how everything's going. You could say that both teams have had their chances. They've been able to find goals as well, but nobody's able to really pull ahead yet and show why they deserve to win this series. Of course, it is 1-0 to Artists so far, if you have just joined us. So it's all important here for Robins to try and find a little bit of a comeback, a little bit of a say in this tie. As KT still holding on the back, just not able to find anything as of quite yet. Arise going forward yet again. Dan is going to miss this. And
he's lagging again.
Iffy, it's a lag, isn't it? Yeah, but 1 minute left to go. They're going to have to try and hold on.
That was a terrible time to lag. He had a clear-cut opportunity, and that's painful. That's frustrating. But right now, I think Dan is just going to have to sit back, play as that third, allow Arise and Iffy to play the ball. Iffy with a save, but Robins are coming forward with that pressure. They know Dan is lagging as well. They'll be trying to play on every opportunity here. GG sending this one to the corner. Has a shot of their own. It'll fall awkwardly. Can Dan find it? Does manage to get the touch. KT That should have been a clear shot on target, but again, just tipped wide. Arise, free backboard, double tap,
Oh.
finds it! Brilliant play by Arise, 4-3.
Just when his team needed it most, when one of the players is lagging, when things are all looking bleak, you need your big players to step up, and that's exactly what Arise has done. He's pulled this team out from the dead, and now they're looking to take their second win of this series to make it 2-0. Really great stuff from Arise. Another shot goes on target. GG is there to save it, though. And now it's all up to Robins. Can they find a little bit of an attack here to level the tie? GG's going up. Arise is there to stop any danger. And what he's done so far has been excellent. And what they've done here is almost the impossible, as now they've won the second game of the series.
Robins, the absolute kickoff merchants that they are actually, you know, it's paying off for them, right? They're making these games way, way too close. Dan still suffering with that orange triangle of doom. At least it's not red, but I understand that pain. It is a painful feeling when you realize your internet just decides, nah, not today. Robins, honestly, they can keep winning kickoffs. I don't really have any complaints. Like, with the side that they are, 2 Champ 2s and a Champ 1, I'd argue they shouldn't be anywhere near in contention in this series. But what do I know about this game? It's not like I put 4,000 hours into it. Like, it doesn't matter. If you come in with confidence, you're going to get goals. And Robins are proving that. But Artists, clearly the stronger at the moment, just based from Arise alone, opening up that space.
Yeah, it does seem like Arise is really making the difference. I mean, how hard is it when you are playing with someone that has lag? Does that change things? You have to sit back a little bit more, play more on the counters? Does it just change the entire dynamic of the game?
I say lag in Rocket League is worse than lag anywhere else, right? Because every touch matters, every control of all matters. But like with lag in like your standard shooter, you're able to kind of play. I'm in the lobby again. Let's just ignore that. Confirm. Yeah, that's my bad.
Enjoying casting so much, he's decided to start playing. So we're back into the game. Game number 3 of the series here. As we are about to kick off here, as it's 2-0 currently to Artists, who have been very, very impressive so far. As we're just waiting for this game to be reset, as we will do it as soon as we can. Just want to make sure that everyone is, of course, happy with how everything's set up here. But it's very interesting, this whole matchup. It has been a bit more scrappy. Everyone's sort of, you know, a little bit more chaotic, I suppose. But it's been exciting nevertheless as we hop back into our game number 3 right here.
Sorry, I'm doing some match admin now.
Getting some match admin going. That's fine. We'll get in when we can. We want to make sure everyone's, you know, got a fair game, right? So here we go. Game number 3. It's on there. It's on its way. Artists 2-0 up and looking to close out the series nice and quickly if they can win this one.
GG though has possession to start things off. That's an opportunity. The ball bounces uncomfortably. Arise will be there to read it. Tip down away, but that, you know, if Nitro was sat a little bit further back, could have had an opportunity. But Arise now, solo play again, tries to beat out 2 if he's there for the follow. But it's a great double save effort again by by GG and KT, sorry. Well played stuff from them to keep that net clear. But 30 seconds played. Bit of disruption in game number 3. That is my bad. When you join a lobby, you kind of ruin the whole formation of the kickoff, so we had to reset. But there was an opportunity there by GG. Had an open net, but didn't capitalize on that one at all.
Yeah, not quite. So Robins have it all to do here early in the series. They need to find their way and find their feet. They need to find a bit of momentum. We've seen they can score goals, particularly from kickoff. And now here we go, GG going forward. KT having to try and pick up the pieces there as well as Arise, the star player of this matchup so far. Can they find an attack as well? They can, but it's going to be thwarted by Nitro at the back, who now starts an attack of their own. If he's able to get there as well and maybe just try and get it out of their own half. Arise is there as well, tries to touch but doesn't get it past Nitro, who is able to connect with it as well. And this is where Arise can operate. This is where we know he can do great things. Does get the demo on KT, which kind of throws him off slightly. Leaves an opportunity for Dan, though, and it's a great save off the line from Nitro.
Yeah, great save. Ball loitering in the midfield now. Nitro low on boost. The Rice doesn't know that. Will know that now. Charges forward. Gets a beat on 2. So GG now has to play patient That's a double demo, so it's just GG for the moment. And he's done very well there to get that ball out. But Dan, full tanker boost, flip reset, active, I'm pretty sure, finds it. That's a brilliant play by Dan. We haven't really seen much mechanics from the likes of Dan and Iffy, really, but he's there. He can play, and he will find that top left corner. 1-0 to Artist with a fantastic shot.
That's what he does when there's not high ping, you know? When the ping's 500, there's not much he can do. When the ping's lower, he can do stuff like that. So, nice to see that from Dan, who, again, is back on the ball. Nice to see some individuality from the team that, you know, we've bigged up Arise in this matchup so far, but the other two have definitely proved their worth as well. As now, if he's able to pick up the ball from the back, because Arise just decides to bail out of that one and lets Nitro deal with it. Keeping the pressure on though is if he knocks it over Nitro. Can he pick up the ball again? Not quite. And the ball is there for the taking. Double commit though from Arise and Dan, and Arise is going to have to fall back on down. But if he's there to pick up the counter attack, and any potential of that is gone, as Dan now is able to get his second of the game, and this is it. Low ping Dan, this is what he does.
He's transferred his ping to me because I'm suffering with packet loss now. But Dan, yeah, finding the net. 2-0 with half the game left to go. For Robins, it's all or nothing here. You might as well throw the kitchen sink at it, and the kitchen while you're at it as well. Because we've only seen them score from kickoffs, really. And Arise looking to try and make a third. Fakes it out for Iffy. Iffy with a shot towards the top right. Dink off the crossbar there.
Yeah, wasn't quite able to keep it down there, but Dan does keep it alive. We've seen what he can do previously. Not able to do quite the same thing again. If he does get towards the ball and hit it across the backboard, not quite able to find another shot, though. As Arise is still back there, and this is just dreamland here for Artis. Already 2-0 up in the series. If they win this, of course, best of 5 format, they will be crowned the winners. As Arise goes for a shot, just goes wide. Gets demoed in the process as well, and now could this be the opportunity for Robins to mount an attack of their own? But of course, Arise respawn back in the game and back to deal with the problem.
Just taking a look at it here. This 3-0 result for Artists will be an upset, and that's a brilliant touch by Arise. But I feel like that's not the case. I feel like they've been misseeded here completely. Because they are the better side, based on rank and everything else that we've seen on the pitch, right? For Robins, I don't know. I feel like this game is done now. I think there's not a lot for them to do. 90 seconds, 3 goals, and we've barely seen them score in regular play. Yeah, it's going to be painful 90 for them now. In regards to Artists, though, they will be looking to get more points as this group stage carries on. However, Robins look to have an opportunity to try and shut me up here as GG pops this one up high, gets a beat on 1, tips it past 2. Can Arise get there? No! So maybe a lingering opportunity for Robins to try and pull a comeback. It's not impossible. It's unlikely. But I say bring it on.
I say bring it on too. I mean, that's the first little glimpse we've seen of what they can do, the Robins. As you mentioned, they've scored a couple of goals from the kickoff. That seems to be their main source of it. But there, we've just seen what they can do when it's not from kickoff. So let's bring it on. Let's see this more. Remember, this is a battle of 2 teams that haven't actually won a game yet, or a series, I should say, in today's competition. So it's all to play for. They both want to win as much as each other. Does look like Artists are going to find that right now, but who knows? Robins could have a comeback, have a say if they keep this pressure up. Of course, there's going to be gaps now at the back if he tries to exploit those. You see another great hit on there from Arise, but a lovely save there from KT, and it looks as though they're going to keep up this pressure, Artists. They're not letting them just sit back. Well, here we go, though. Nitro towards the goal. Arise is easily able to collect that. I think this should be it now for Artists.
If Robins can score another one, there is every opportunity, but that might not be the case. A demo on the back line. If he's there with a potential shot, does find it at the near post. So that is the end of that in this series. Artists will win 3-0, and you were correct on your earlier standpoint in the fact that neither team have won a game.
Ah, not even a game. Wow.
Yeah, not even a game. They've been swept in every series they've played, but Artists will take 3 games here. And it's going to give them some momentum, I guess, heading into next week. Maybe to try and take a series off Puffins, maybe even Pirates with the way they're playing. But it's GG in this series. It's just a formality now to tick the clock down. Dan will pop this up high, and that will hit the ground. So Artists 3-0 in the series. I'd say it's been a pretty good one, but Artis have proved their worth here in the final game. They were the first two games were close.
Yeah.
But I feel like it just wasn't a picture of the quality that this Artis side has. As you can see, 13 shots to 7. Artists were all over them. Brilliant stuff. And yeah, for Robins, it's just a restart, go home, come back next week, and see what you can do in the rest of the group stages. But yeah, honestly, another entertaining game.
Another entertaining, series, another entertaining game. I mean, we had it seemed like Arsenal just sort of grew into that entire series. You know, we didn't see that much from the beginning, and then they thought, we're actually really good at this game. Let's start showing it. And particularly to some of the individual players, I mean, Arise in particular was absolutely fantastic in that. And if we do get to see them, or we get to see some of their results, definitely a player that I'm going to keep my eyes on for next week. But overall today, it's been absolutely fantastic. I feel like we've seen sort of a bit of everything today. We've seen a bit of a sweep. We've seen a bit of a close match go into overtime. Lots of times, all the way down to the 5th game, and then even that one, which was a bit closer but didn't go all the way. I feel like we've had a bit of everything today.
Yeah, absolutely. And what I'm going to do is give you one final roundup, because all the group stage games have been played now. And well, same story really for the top two sides. Pit Ponies in first in Group A, Goats in second in that same group, both winning their series respectively. They lost a game to Goats in that series, as we saw, so they had to come back from a 1-0 deficit. SL in third, a really impressive performance by them, outperforming their seed. Pirates in fourth, again outperforming their seed at the moment. Ronda Rising in fifth, underperforming. Artists overperforming technically, sat in 6th place. Puffins in 7th and Robins in 8th in Group A. To wrap up that side, Puffins edging out Robins there based on game difference. Group B, then you have Sea Dragons on top, the Rejects in 2nd place, and Hualai, 16th seed in 3rd place of Group B, performing exceptionally well here. I'd love to see a game of theirs next week. Red Kites in 4th, Hatchlings in 5th, Dragons RFC in 6th, Tribal Esports 7th, and Knights to wrap up the bottom of Group B. This isn't the end though. This is week 1. We've had 3 games played. Next week we will have 4 games played in the group stages. And well, this is how the format's going to work. So first week, group stage. Second week, group stage. Third week will be the knockout stages, where we'll have all the quarterfinals and semi-finals played out. And then in the final week, we'll have the grand finals for both sides. So plenty more Rocket League action to come for the rest of this month.
Yeah, lots of exciting action to come, and today's been fantastic as well. Thank you so much for joining me, and thank you to everyone in the Rocket League community for having me. My first time, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Any final words from you, Daromas, before we wrap up here?
Yeah, I guess repeat, really. Thanks for having me once more for another season of WL. We will both be back next week.
We will be.
We will both be back next week for more group stage coverage, but for now, it is goodbye from the Welsh Esports League. We shall see you again. I think it's... No, it's not going to be tomorrow now. Is there one tomorrow? Arch? You're going to have to... Oh, well, not even Arch knows. So just stay tuned. There will be a stream eventually. But for now, in regards to Rocket League, we shall see you next Thursday for the second round of group stage games.